Greetings to you, our beloved audience. You are watching today's edition of your favorite program, CITE, a program that explores issues that are happening in our communities with regards to development, that is concerning education, agriculture, human rights, and other developmentally related issues. In today's program, we have the CEO for Umuntu Movement Zimbabwe. Welcome, Mr. Matshazi.
Thank you.
You can introduce yourself to the people and tell us who you are.
My name is Romio Matshazi, and I am the CEO and the founder of a global organization called Umuntu Movement Zimbabwe. And Umuntu Movement, it is a global organization in 13 countries so far, and in Zimbabwe we have a chapter by name Umuntu Movement Zimbabwe. In Zimbabwe, we are located in Matopo area where we own a land which is 20,400 square meters. And that's where we do sustainable projects like permaculture.
Just briefly give us a background of this organization, Umuntu Movement. What is it and why was it started? Where did it start from? And what are some of its objectives?
Yes, like I said earlier on, that Umuntu Movement, it is a global organization. It is headquartered in Switzerland. And this previous year, that's when more branches were created in African countries like Nigeria, Burundi, and so on. And the vision of Umuntu Movement Zimbabwe is to empower, rehabilitate and support disadvantaged communities through initiating agricultural projects, permaculture, water treatment projects, and recycling of waste projects, like coming up with tree planting. We do plant indigenous trees and modern trees as to provide food for the citizens, and we do purified water. So we focus more on water treatment services as a way of coming up with clean water and safe water for the citizens, as well as we look into the waste management projects whereby we collect waste and we recycle. Yeah. So tell us about the work that you have done so far. I can see that so far your main objectives are those talking about Umuntu Movement in Zimbabwe, the one that has its plot in Matopo. What is the progress so far that you have done since you established the office? Yes, before I say more on the past achievements, some of the objectives are to support disadvantaged communities through livelihood projects such as permaculture, water treatment services and recycling projects. 2, we equip beneficiaries with the skills required to fully participate in the CITE projects. 3, to create employment for the beneficiaries of the trust as well as the community. And we also engage in research work directly to the CITE projects. We also work with similar-minded organizations and partners to realize the objectives of the organization and the trust. And since we kick-started the organization here in Zimbabwe, we have started a chicken project. We started with 200 project, broiler project, which is running at current period of time. And we are planting trees. We have 100 trees on different fruit trees, local, indigenous, and modern trees so far. That's what we've done in this 1 year.
Mm-hmm. So I've noted that most of the times when you come as an NGO, perhaps there are certain challenges that you face, particularly the political situation. I want to understand how you are working with the government of Zimbabwe concerning this project, especially looking at its impacts on a national scale with regards to water and sanitation?
Yes. The challenge we had is for us to get a land where we are conducting our projects. It took us a year before we got the land, and we finally got the land through correct channels and procedures in Matopo, where we were given the land by the community leaders in the district. And now when it comes to the water treatment project, we haven't started yet, but everything, it is in advanced stages for us to start the project. So far, all what we have done and what we are working on, the sustainable projects, like on chickens, like I have just said, and we are developing the fish ponds for our fish farming projects, because like I said about permaculture, I will a bit explain what is permaculture, so that the viewers will get the fully conceptual understanding. Permaculture, it is a permanent agriculture term which actually combine the words like permanent agriculture and permanent culture. And the philosophy of permaculture started in Australia like 30 years ago. And the aim is to create systems that are ecologically sound and economically viable, which provides for their own needs, do not exploit or pollute, and therefore sustainable in the long term. Permaculture uses the inherent qualities of plants and animals combined with the natural characteristics of landscapes and structures to produce a life-supporting system for city and country using the smallest practical area. So basically that's what we are into, and that's what we're trying to develop as a community and with our beneficiaries.
So I've noted that most of the times when you start as a youth, when you start these projects, youth have been said that they do not want to participate. Concerning this project, what is your comment concerning the participation of youth?
Yeah, looking into our economic challenges in Zimbabwe, I will urge youth to partake in these projects, because they create employment for themselves and for the fellow citizens as well. I think being part of similar and such projects, it gives individuals to be self-sufficient and self-employed as for them to create employment for themselves. And looking into these projects, they are sustainable. And you know, like you are seeing the economy of our country and the challenges. The more you start similar projects, I don't see these young people going broke all the day, because they will be having something sustainable for them to generate income for themselves, for their future and their families.
So far, looking at, maybe without necessarily talking about much statistics, how many youths have shown interest in this project, and how are you assisting them as the project manager in this country?
Yes, a number of youth, they are more interested in our permaculture projects, and we created a social media group on WhatsApp whereby we have got more than 60 youth who are dialoguing, who are participating, and who are sharing ideas, and who are receiving education on permaculture, because we realize that permaculture is not more known actually in our society. So as we are trying to go into schools to conscientize and sensitize and train teachers and students, and with our partners, we have created clubs and groups who are already implementing agriculture in their schools. Agriculture, but in brackets, that's permaculture.
So looking at the main objectives of your organization, I can see that some of them, perhaps they may be fitting into the general discussion that's ongoing globally about climate change. So where do you place yourself in that general movement of climate change?
Yes, we are seeing the challenge on climate change, especially in our continent, Africa. And according to the study, we have realized that climate change is becoming a serious problem in our society because, like, as we can feel even the heat on our day-to-day living, there's too much heat coming, and the rain season is a bit changed. So those are some of the things that we are seeing and that we have to realize, and we should stick and look into the changing of the climate change, and we try by all means to follow and implement what needs to be implemented at that particular time.
So earlier on you talked about that one of your areas of specialization is waste treatment. Can you elaborate on that? How are you treating waste, and where exactly are you focusing on?
Looking into plastics and the empty containers, we take them, we collect them, and we have other volunteers who collect them on our behalf. They bring them to our site. And our main objective and our main aim is to recycle the plastics into fuel or oil. So that's one of the major things. Looking into other beer or these traditional beer containers, super, it's locally known as Bataimono. We collect those containers and we plant our trees in them. So we recycle, we use them after they have been thrown away by the second users.
So looking at maybe, let me also take this opportunity to find out how you are assisting, especially we realize that in town, since you are Umuntu Movement in Zimbabwe,
yes.
I want to find out how you are chipping into the sewer treatment and sewer management, especially looking at urban areas where there are a lot of sewer based. How are we assisting as Umuntu Movement in Zimbabwe?
On the water treatment project, we haven't started yet, but it's one of our next step to jump into. Like our partners and our funders, they created water filters which actually are very pertinent and important for us to use them as to filter water and create clean water for the society. So far we haven't started, but we are looking forward into the project anytime soon.
So,
of water treatment.
Mm-hmm. Again, I've noted that most of the water in the countryside, perhaps in the rural areas, has been said to be classified as really uncovered and therefore susceptible to impurities and other forms of contamination.
Yes.
As an organization, then, how are you conscientizing the community towards water preservation in those areas?
Yes, like I'm just saying, we haven't started more on the water treatment project, but like it's yet to come anytime soon. This is what we'll be doing. According to the communication with outside funders and other donors and partners, we will be manufacturing water filters locally, and they will be distributed to hospitals, schools, organizations, churches, as to reduce the diseases. Like recently we had a challenge in the country of cholera and the stuff. So by getting these water filters, we will be cleaning this water. Definitely we intend to come up with clean and safe water for the citizens, but we haven't started the project on water yet.
So maybe talking about the chicken project that you earlier on mentioned, can you take us through the chicken project? How are you rearing those chickens? Maybe if there is any points of interest that is maybe different from the way we usually rear chickens, maybe you may highlight that as well for us.
Yes, looking into permaculture, in permaculture we practice organic production. By organic production, we rear these chickens without any medication, without any substances. We practice organic agriculture, meaning that our chickens, they are fit, strong and healthy.
So what are some of the, maybe you may, should we see any, are we going to see any types of breeds beside broilers? If any, what are those?
Yeah, we have roadrunners as well as roadrunners and these traditional chickens. Yeah, so we have started that small it's still small. We haven't expanded on that one, but we are yet to increase the numbers in the said chickens.
And again, so far you are pitched at Matopo, and then how do you intend to infiltrate the rest of the country, or whether your aim is to infiltrate the rest of the country with that project?
Yes, like I indicated before, that we are in 13 countries so far globally. Our partners, they are fundraising, they are crowdfunding on behalf of these other branches. So we hope that since we got the land already, we want to develop the land, because the land, we want to make it a center for permaculture for this southern region, for this Matabeleland region, whereby we intend to build structures like classrooms, you know, etc., so that everyone who's interested to be trained and equipped in permaculture will meet there for the knowledge, for them to get imparted with the full knowledge. And like I was saying, which some of the interesting achievement, we dug the borehole there, and we got the solar water pump and Jojo tank, which we are using as to provide water, because everywhere there is permaculture, there should be a water source as to make the job and the activities easier.
So yeah, so looking at the work that you are doing as an organization, perhaps with some experience, what then is your message to similar organizations that are doing similar work, or anything else concerning the health of the country?
Yes, looking into the economy, that it is going dwindling spiral, there is a need for the partners, organizations to come together and build a better nation for our citizens and provide quality food and organic food for the citizens, than, you know, carrying on using the inorganic food, which actually contains diseases, and that at the end of the day get people sick at the end of the day, and with different with different symptoms which are bad to the, which can affect the local residents.
Maybe you would want to share something else more than that. You can go ahead and take this opportunity to share that with the viewers of this program.
Thank you. I think those who are interested to be part of our projects, who want to be part of our permaculture projects, I'm sure it is important for us to give the numbers so that they know where to get us. And our Facebook page is Umuntu Movement Zimbabwe. That's our Facebook page. And our website is www.umuntu.ch. I will repeat that one, www.umuntu.ch. That's our website. And our phone numbers are, if you're outside the country, 00263 or +263 00263 779 728 662. They can get in touch with us, and then we see how best we can work together. I know some of the viewers who are watching at this juncture, they may be interested to be partners or work with us, or to get more knowledge on permaculture and our projects. That's what I can say.
Yeah. So maybe before we even knock off from this discussion, we have noted that most of the times, especially nowadays when the economy is like that, grassroots projects are said to be the way to go. So how, as an organization, do you intend really to make people take that seriously?
Yeah, I'm sure recruiting more people, making awareness, making this known that it is viable, there's viability in our projects, and involving them in our projects and training them, equipping them with the skills and knowledge. Yeah, I'm sure that's one of the important things that the residents and the citizens, they should know and be part of these projects, indeed.
And to the youths, what is your message?
That's the message strictly for the youths, the one that I just said.
Oh, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.
In today's program, we were with Romio Matshazi, the CEO of Umuntu Movement in Zimbabwe. Thank you very much for being with us throughout this program. We shall meet again in the next edition. Thank you.